Well, howdy doody. I have been around the world 3 times since I've seen y'all. I've been pretty busy. I got a little bit of something done though. Got the rudder covered. Pretty tight too. Like drum tight. It took me a couple days off and on to do it. It's pretty tricky. I didn't really want to tape video me doing this because it was slow and cumbersome, and I'm still learning how to do it, but I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. I'm going to try to do this elevator sitting here. Last night I came out here and did the ends. Go ahead, you can get that on and then wrap the rest of it. So what I need to do now is cut off this excess, and I've been learning on how much you should thin the glue, because the glue when it comes out of the can, pretty thick, like jelly, like. I used some pinking shears, but I got some old ones there. Actually, my mom was a seamstress. I got her old pinking shears, but it is not sharp enough to cut this efficiently. I got to get me a new pair. Meanwhile, I've just been using the X-Acto knife. Guess what? It was a beautiful day here in southeastern Virginia again. Sun didn't shine all day because we got a nor'easter coming in. But it was supposed to hit 2 or 3 times and it didn't. The weatherman was a little bit off on that. So now I got to cut these ends and kind of tuck them in like an envelope on this thing. Okay, I got that end ready. It takes about 15-20 minutes for the glue to dry, so you gotta do some work, let it dry, do some more work, let it dry, just like the epoxy almost. Okay. Also bought, they're supposed to come with a kit, but he didn't. Little drains, which I have to glue in later. And they're just little plastic discs that you glue on and put a piece of fabric on, and you punch a hole in it, and lets the condensation and humidity from inside your areas drain. Now this plane's not going to be parked outside or none of that, so I'm not worried about an extensive amount of drains. Also bought this tape, which is just the same thing as the fabric, pre-cut to 2 inches with pinking shears. And this is reinforcing, where you put over top all your spots where it's rough and sharp and stuff like that, which is, like right here along here and different areas. This wasn't cheap either. forget what it was, 20 bucks or something for this. It's just medium grade polyfiber. Now, I've been just reusing these cuttings, using it for tape and reinforcing too. Trying not to waste anything. All right, let me get some gloves. We'll glue on these ends. I'm going to buy some more of this MEK methyl ethyl ketone. Look how thick this stuff is. It's like jelly almost. So I just use a little, to get it to soak into the fabric, put a little bit of this in there for thinner, not much. Don't take too much. And stir it up real good. And this will kind of dry out over time. It's real similar to PVC cement. You know what I mean? That kind of thick jelly stuff. Let me see what I'm gonna do first. I think I'm going to make another cut. Do this centerpiece first and then wrap it with the sides. Put a little bit on the outside and some on the inside. It's going all the way through the cloth, okay. And then later, any puckers or anything you got, you come back with the iron. So I got a regular clothing iron. I got a digital, went out and bought a new digital thermometer to calibrate. It's really important to get the right temperature. Got to have it at 225 for finishing up holes and flattening stuff out. You got to have it at 250 to initially tighten the fabric, and then when you're done with everything, to get it very taut, as taut as you can get it, basically, you move the dial up to 350 for the fabric. Worked out pretty good on the rudder. It's nice and tight. These areas in here, what we end up doing is laying the fabric on and getting it tacked to this, folding it over, tacked to this, then get it glued to each other. But before I do that, I'll put a coat of glue on here, but I'm gonna let it dry. And so after I wrap it all up, then I come back and paint some stuff over top of it through the fabric. And it'll melt in and glue. Then of course when you iron it, it helps a little bit too. All right, this spot's drying. You can't do a lot moving around. Let me move it down to the other end so I don't disturb it while I work on this end. Okay. You can't hardly see what I'm doing, but I'm just wrapping this corner. All right. That came out very well. And you let it dry. To help it dry, you know, it's really wet. You want to help it dry, you take your cloth, work out the wrinkles and push it through, makes it absorb up the glue into the fabric. There's little stuff on the end or whatever, take and iron it right on down later. All right, flip back to this end. Anyway, that's what that looks like right there. underneath. The elevator's long, so it's got to go long ways. Okay. I need some more. Somebody stuck a vice right in my way down there. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Flip it this way for marking. I don't see that pencil mark at all. Pencil's supposed to mark on there. All right, I see it this time. There we go. Okay. I need to cut it a couple inches longer. Okay. Okay. That roll of fabric, which is supposed to do, I think, the whole plane, probably weighs 35 to 40 pounds, maybe. I don't know, something like that. 30 to 40 pounds. Anyway, making it one of the heaviest things on the airplane. You wouldn't think it because it's really lightweight stuff, but when you put the whole roll of it on there, which is what we're doing, it's heavy. It's almost as heavy as the engine. All right. Alright, so we're gonna do like a foot and a half at a time is all we're gonna do. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Then we'll flip it over, glue it to the piece on the other side, and then we'll coat these with paint and roll it over and do them. Meanwhile, we'll put a coat of glue on these, let it dry. All right, we got a little rain. So now, I'm going to glue it right here. Then I'll come down the sides. Okay, now we're going to glue the other side of that rib, or whatever you call that part there. Got it mixed up, it's kind of thinned down. Here we go. All right. That much is done. Let that dry a minute. Then I'm gonna pre-coat these ribs. Since I got a bunch of stuff left over here, and I'm gonna let that dry overnight. Then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. All right, that's all I'm gonna do this evening. That's all I'm gonna do this evening. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll be off, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow and take and we'll put glue on the sides, flip it over, hold it down, and then glue this. Hold it down, flip it over, reverse process. And then come back and put, then tighten the fabric up a little bit, and then come back and put glue on these ribs. Then we'll fold the ends over and all that. So maybe tomorrow I'll be done with the elevator. I know it's two little parts, the rudder and the elevator. Next we'll do the vertical stabilizer or the horizontal stabilizer, one of those two. And then we'll do the wings, and lastly the fuselage. I gotta find a place to put all this stuff. I know some of it back in the box, and I'm gonna hang some of it, I don't know. But I hope you have a blessed evening. Hope tomorrow brings a new day full of joy, and I hope you know where it come from. Keep looking up, because that's where it's coming from. Take care.